How can you protect your hair from the sun, whether you live in a warm climate or you're on holiday like me right now? Or maybe you're a hair professional who would like some product recommendations, hacks and top tips to give to your clients so that your hair color work can keep looking great when the sun is sunning. If you want all of that and more, keep on watching. Hello and welcome to the world of Craig. Yes, that's me, I'm Craig, and this is my channel where we get into all things hair and sometimes a little bit of beauty. Oh, and yes, let's just get the elephant out of the room, the very blonde elephant. I'm blonde again. So, slightly different setup. I'm here in Cyprus on a holiday, but before we get into everything else, you have to just see what I am sat here looking at because you just need to see. Just 1 second, have a look at this. So I told you, what a view. Just a quick pan. I mean, distracted by much. It's been incredible to have some time here in Cyprus, in the beautiful part of Cyprus which is called Paphos. Okay, enough of this view. Back to us and caring for your hair in the sun. I mean, how gorgeous is that? Back to me. How gorgeous is that view? So I'm here in Cyprus. I've been coming here for an awfully long time. Somewhere here on my channel there is a beauty roundup from a few years ago where I was actually staying here as well. So you could go and check that if you wanted to. And before we get into this video, which is all about protecting your hair from the sun, whether it's hot sun or whether you go skiing and there's a lot of UV, protecting your hair from sun and how you can protect it on holiday. I've got some great hacks later on in the video and some information that some of you really might not have heard before, but I think will be really helpful, and product recommendations, etc, etc. Would you like to see, I'm going to ask you very briefly, would you like to see a video that has my full process of my blonde? I'm going to share with you, I think, some of my products that I'm going to use whilst I'm here on holiday. I've just washed it for the first time, woo! But would you like to see the full process of my hair? I thought of a way of doing a video. I captured all of this in portrait so I could do something. If you'd like to know what that is and see the process, let me know in the comments down below. And just to very briefly mention at the beginning of this video, I do have an Instagram which has my hair day to day on it, which is Craig's World of Hair, not the World of Craig, so you can always find me over there. And as always, if you do leave me a comment, I will always get back to you. Okay, that's enough of an intro. Let's get into protecting your hair in the sun. And just to mention as well that this hotel is called the Elmira. If you would like to check it out, I will link it in the description. I have been coming here for years, as I've said. It's a great hotel. If you're ever in Cyprus, come and visit. The team are amazing here. The hotel is amazing. Now, first of all, this is a real no-brainer, but I want to get into it very quickly and briefly and just share it with everybody. A hat. Okay? Now, this is one of the hats I brought with me. I have been wearing the majority of the time I've been wearing my denim bucket hat, which I bought. I made sure it was colour fast before I started wearing it. I gave it a quick wash because obviously I've just bleached my hair and I wouldn't want the colour to run into my blonde hair. So that is something worth thinking about. If you do buy yourself a hat and you're going to wear it in the sun, make sure that it is colour fast. But the best thing that you can do to protect your hair and your face, you know, we must keep our faces out of the sun. I'll be 52 probably by the time you see this video. Yes, I will be 52 by the time you see this, and because I'll be editing probably on the plane on the way home. But keeping your face out of the sun is the best thing you can do for anti-aging, and obviously wearing SPF, as we're going to talk about protecting your hair, protect your skin everywhere. SPF 50 for me, otherwise I'm not going outside. But a hat is the best way to stop your hair colour from fading and your hair from becoming dry from UV exposure. It shocks me how many people are lying down there right now with lots and lots of colour and they haven't got their hair protected, and they're not protecting their faces. I watched somebody yesterday, clutches pearls, who was laying in the sun at midday when I was in the shade with no sunglasses on and their face in the sun. I mean, you know, if that's what you want to do, then that's okay, that's cool, but you've got to protect your hair. And please protect your face. So a hat would be my toppest tip of all. Now, something that's a bit of a hack that a lot of people might not know, and that is that just using a physical thing, a physical product to block out the sun can be really helpful. So that could be any conditioner, any gel that you coat the hair in and saturate it really fully with that product. It doesn't need to be an expensive conditioner, it doesn't need to be an expensive gel or a leave-in conditioner, but actually saturating the hair and coating it can help to protect it. So that's a very simple thing, and it, like I said, doesn't need to cost a lot of money. You could stick, you know, a treatment in that costs you $5.99 at the drugstore, but the physicalness, the covering of the hair, if you're not going to wear a hat like I would suggest, then that's a really good thing. So, first product recommendation is a no-brainer. This is the little 15 ml mini, and this is K18. I was an ambassador for the brand for 2.5 years. I no longer am, but I still use this, and I've just applied it in my hair. I'm going to run through how I just shampooed my hair for the first time since having it bleached last week, later on in the video, very briefly. But you want to keep your hair strong, okay? We know that things like sun exposure, chlorine, salt water, looks at the sea can all interfere with the bonds in your hair and with the structure, the internal strength of your hair. And something like K18, this would be my go-to. There obviously are other products that work in a different way. K18 is unique, it is patented. There's a playlist that's here on my channel that is full of videos that go into K18 usage and what it exactly does. But I wouldn't come away to the sun with my hair just having been bleached without this. I use this throughout the bleaching process. So this would be a recommendation, but also if you have, you know, if you favor a different brand, if you're going to be in the sun, please use products that give the hair strength internally and that really support the structure. So number one would be use your bond builders. My preference is K18. So I've turned the air conditioning off because it's too noisy, and I really hope I'm not going to melt. It has been scorching here. It has been about 40 degrees, so that's about 90, if that's how you do the weather, how you do the temperature. I could do it either way, but it has been so hot. Too hot actually to sit in the sun for about 8 hours of the day. I've been in the morning and then when the sun is going down, which is my favorite time of day, golden hour. Now this might be controversial for some of you, maybe, I don't know, but in this little pot, I have Olaplex number 6. Yes, I have Olaplex number 6. So that's the leave-in bond builder, if you like. Oh, sorry, air quotes. Olaplex number 6, for me, is a hero of the Olaplex line. Again, I was an advocate for them for a long time. I've got nothing to do with the brand anymore, but I still love Olaplex number 6. Why do I love it? Well, it's something that I talk about a lot here on my channel. It is dimethicone based. So it has that fantastic slip and manageability to it, which I think is invaluable if you have coloured processed hair, especially if you're coming away. For example, you've been in the pool, I have a hat for that a bit later on, you've been in the pool or you've been in the sea and your hair is super tangly, that kind of rhymes, then Olaplex number 6, the leave-in, will help to get those tangles out and help with that manageability immediately. Because the last thing I want you to do is to tear a brush or a comb, and I'm talking, you know, metaphorically, but to be aggressive with your hair when you haven't got something that makes the hair slippery. So Olaplex number 6 is brilliant for that. And obviously it's a heat protector too, or you might not know that. I do still have an Olaplex playlist here on my channel as well. I'm always telling you about playlists, aren't I? But I do. So it's really great for that. Another one that I love that I've been using recently is the Redken Acidic Color, what is it? Acidic Color, that's the one. Acidic Color Gloss, that's the one. So much to remember, I've got my notes over there. Acidic Color Gloss, and that's a very light leave-in though, although it is dimethicone based as well, so it makes the hair very slippy. I've been using that in salon. There is a video about that here on my channel, but that is so good. So my top tip number 2, if you like, so many different tips and hacks in this video, is that use something that has dimethicone that makes the hair slippy. So after a day at the beach or the pool or just hanging around, you can get the tangles out of your hair and you don't damage it by stretching it. Because we all know that wet hair, or hair that is wet when you're trying to get tangles out, is a lot weaker than hair when it's dry. You know that, don't you? Oh yes, okay. Right, next tip. So something I've been recommending to clients for years, if you like a really glossy, wet look, super shiny, protected, UV protected hairdo when you're away in the sun, then Bumble and Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Dry Oil Finishing UV Spray. I think that's the name. It's a very long name. Such a great product. Now this is a mixture of lots of different oils. There's coconut oil, macadamia oil to name, I think there's safflower oil as well, but it's the oils I was talking about earlier on to actually coat the hair to form a barrier. That's what protects the hair from UV. It's a great one if you've got color treated hair, whether you've got, you color your hair deeper or you are a blonde like me now. Such a great product. It does, and it's really handy because it comes in a spray. I don't love spray SPFs for the body because they're not very accurate and they don't give you a very high protection. But this on your hair, and you really coat your hair in it, then it's really, really good. I've got it in my kit because I use it sometimes for session jobs because it can give you that kind of super glossy on sleek hair, or if you go really ham with it, it can give you kind of like a greasy wet look, kind of. It does have quite a lot of fragrance in it. It's a very holiday-ish fragrance. So if you're into that sort of thing, then this is a good one. But it's a die-hard favorite of mine, and a lot of my clients who have global bleach outs that I've recommended it to year on year out, a lot of them do use Olaplex number 6 as well, and of course K18, but they really love this because it's easy to use and it protects the hair from those UV rays. Next up, it's a product recommendation that's for an entire line. Yes, and that is for Pureology. Now, Pureology is a line that's been around a while. Back in the day, about 7 years ago, I think, I did some R&D for them in New York. Shout out to the Pureology team. I've always loved the products. The ingredients that, the technology that goes into them, the science and the combination of science and nature, but the technology that goes into them and the formulation is so good. Why do I love it for the sun? Because it contains a great UV filter, and that is sunflower oil. Now, sunflowers are really interesting things in nature. As you know, I'm sure you know, sunflowers, the big yellow flowers with all the seeds, throughout the day, they actually follow the sun. So they soak up they harness all of that energy from the sun. Lots of hand movements here when I'm talking about the sun and sunflowers. And then when you harvest the oil from the seeds, that is an amazing UV protectant. And the entire Pureology line contains that. There are a few products, and I'm not gonna name check all of them, but the entire line does contain an anti-fade complex. So it's great for all colored hair. And I know they have a leave-in conditioner. I'm going to pop it on the screen. I can't remember the full name of it. Very sorry, Pureology, if you watch this. It's so good. It's a bit like, Pureology is owned by L'Oreal, and their leave-in is a bit like One United and a bit similar to the acidic colour gloss one that I've been loving recently. But I think it used to be called Colour Fanatic Spray. Pops it on the screen again. But the Pureology line, if you're going to be in the sun and you want a shampoo and conditioner, the treatments are really good as well. I think the line is having a bit of a refresh, but the whole line has UV filters. That's the important thing that you need to know, because it is a color care line with that special anti-fade complex and some really very, very clever formulas. Now, here's a serious fact about SPF, or a serious bit of SPF science and hair, if you like. Please don't get your sunscreens in your hair, especially if you are blonde. Because a lot of sunscreens contain a product called avobenzone. And again, keep your fake tan if you're a fake tan user, or your vitamin C serum out of your blonde hair as well. But avobenzone can react with iron that's present in water. And a lot of water, the water in your hotel room, as luscious as it may have some iron in it. And then the SPF and the iron in the water react, and they can cause a yellow color. Have you ever I've had it before. I've had like t-shirts that have gone yellow where I've had SPF on, and that's the avobenzone that's reacting with water, specifically the iron in the water. So please, whatever you do, and this is one of my hacks, keep your SPF out of your hair, especially if you've got, a very light hairline, or if you have gray hair, it can also yellow gray hair. So no SPF in your hair if you're blonde or you've got natural grey hair. I've just thought of this, it's not in my notes, but if you do get something in your hair that you want to remove, or you have a lot of product build-up, or you have salt water, sodium chloride, yes, that's salt, or chlorine, then yes, the master of detox and removal. That's the K18 Detox Shampoo, the Peptide Prep Shampoo. I use that on my hair. I won't be using it on my hair right now because I've just freshly lightened my hair and I want to hold on to my toner for as long as possible. But it is an amazing shampoo, amazing formula, and it removes 99% of product buildup or mineral buildup in just one go. So if you do have any issues like that, still keep the SPF out of your hair though. That's not a good idea. The Detox Shampoo is a great one. Now, if you're here for the hacks, other than wearing a hat and what else did I say, keep the SPF out of your hair, then this is probably the biggest one of the entire video. If you don't have anything to protect your hair and you're going to go in the sea or in the swimming pool and you have a lot of color in your hair, then I want you to do this. It's very simple. I want you to go in the shower or wherever there is fresh water, and I want you to saturate your hair with that water before you go in the sea or before you go in the swimming pool. Because hair is a fiber, and if you saturate it with water, it will soak up the water, and the water will protect it from the sodium chloride, which is the salt in the seawater, points to sea, or from the chlorine in the swimming pool. If you're anything like me, I won't get my hair wet in the pool when it's freshly bleached. No, I don't want to do that, even though I've got all the products to protect it and to look after it. But if you are going to do some serious swimming, like that, that's the one, then please saturate your hair with clean water first, and then that way your hair won't soak up the chlorine or the salt water and it will protect your hair. Simple. So as I've already mentioned, I had my hair bleached last week. If you want to see that process, let me know in the comments and I will make that video. I know exactly what I will do, but I've just shampooed it for the first time and treated it. Oh my goodness, I love being blonde again. It's so much fun. I forget how much I love it. So this is the process that I've just been through, okay? I've just used, we're gonna whiz through this. I have just used Olaplex to shampoo it with number 4 and number 5. So the shampoo, actually, let's do it in the right order. So I started off with Olaplex number 4. Why? Because again, it contains dimethicone. I know I go on about this a lot on my channel, and dimethicone is not the devil. There will be times when I'm retoning it that I will use the detox shampoo from K18. It's getting very warm in here. But right now, first shampoo on holiday, I used Olaplex number 4. It's a brilliant formula. It's quite a cosmetic formula, so it makes the hair feel very soft and silky. Okay, so that's the first thing. Then I very, very, very gently patted it with a towel, and I applied K18 mask. 2 pumps from this little 15 ml is enough for my hair. Then I waited 4 minutes, probably about 5, tried to rinse the SPF off the rest of me because I had so much on. If you'd have grabbed me down by the pool, I would have slipped out of your hands. Make of that what you will. After the 4 or 5 minutes, then I applied, and it only needs to be on the hair for 4 minutes, remember K18 to do its thing, to repair, deepen the cortex. Then I went in with Olaplex number 5, which is the conditioner. I absolutely love this because again, it's very slippy, very dimethicone, very cosmetic, makes the hair feel very silky. It can be heavy for some hair types, but on my freshly bleached hair, it's great. We used my colleague, lovely Russell, shout out to Russell, he bleached my hair for me. Under strict instructions. It's quite tough to bleach my hair, as you can imagine, and I'm very particular. And we used the Wella Blonde, or the Blondoplex lightener this time, and my hair definitely feels stronger. Have you used the Blondoplex lightener? Is that one of yours? I love all of the Wella lighteners. Anyway, I digress. That will be in the other video. So then I used number 5. Then I rinsed that out, remembering that as long as K18 is in the hair for 4 minutes, then it's done its repair, and you can put something over the top and then rinse everything out if you want to. You don't need to leave this in. You know, if you want to really put a conditioner over the top, there is obviously the Damage Shield conditioner from K18, but I wanted something slippery. Lots of information in a very short space of time. Then I rinsed all of that out, and then I applied 1 drop, just 1 drop of the K18 Repair Oil. I'm cocktailing 1 drop of the K18 Repair Oil on my hair that had already been conditioned, and then I applied a tiny little pea-sized amount of Olaplex number 6. And my hair feels strong. It doesn't feel like it's been bleached. It's shiny. I don't think the actual sun is shining on it. I have got a light there as well, just to make sure I don't look 700 years old. So that was my wash day routine for my freshly bleached hair on holiday. And yes, I am aware that is quite a lot of products, it's quite high maintenance, but if you're gonna bleach your hair, if you're gonna have a lot of partial highlights, balayage, or a permanent color on your hair, and you're gonna, you wanna maintain it and keep it looking really good, if you're gonna be in lots of sunshine or swimming in the sea or the pool, then you really do need to look after it. You don't need to use these products. There are other great products out there, but that was my routine. And I would recommend, personally, I would recommend using K18 if you've got any lightener in your hair and you're gonna be exposed to a lot of sun. That would be if you're only gonna take one thing from this, I would take that and then a leave-in conditioner that has dimethicone. That's a great combo. A huge thank you if you've got to the end of the video. What is your biggest takeaway from my sun care for your hair? I love a rhyme. Sun care for your hair in this video. Let me know in the comments down below. As I always say at the end of these videos, there's a ton of free hair education here on my channel, so please have a scroll through. And if you like this video and enjoyed it and found it helpful, you know exactly what to do. You all take lots of care, and I'll see you all in the next one.